Spring. It sneaks in, one brave tulip, one muddy footprint, one breath of air that doesn't sting, and sometimes a nest of baby bunnies nestled in the corner of the garden. Spring doesn't announce itself. It just begins, quietly, tenderly, after a season that felt like it would never end. And maybe that's how healing begins too. Messy, beautiful, and slower than we hoped. But it comes.
There is none like you. No one else can touch my heart like you do. I could search for all eternity long and find there is none like you.
Welcome to the vlog. Today is part hard work, planting my flower bed, planting strawberries, and cleaning out the chicken coop. And it's also part heart work. A quiet look at the mess, the beauty, and the grace God gives as we come out of a long winter, inside and out. I decided to replant strawberries this year. Not because I think we'll be harvesting bowls of them, but because I have a Pinterest board and a dream. There's something so dreamy about standing to pick from tiered gutter beds that have strawberries tumbling down the sides. But honestly, if even one strawberry makes it to the kitchen before being eaten by children, birds, or me, I'll call that a success.
Tastes like summer, doesn't it? Are you gonna share some with Mom?
Sure I am.
Quite a few years we built this thing for our strawberries. It was kind of a mixed success, but I'm going to be trying it again. It's been a few years since we tried it. It was so much fun for Xander to come out, pick strawberries. So we're going to replant, I can't talk, the lawnmower. So let's get busy. Run! There it goes! And they're bunnies! Oh, careful. It's right at the corner. It's behind the bin.
Oh, he went in there.
Did he?
Where?
He's right here by the corner. See him?
Oh. Oh. Can you catch him?
Yep. Hey.
Run!
There's a bunny.
He's right by the blade. It's okay, bunny. Up free. Turn the... Hey, good. Hey! We'll pet him.
Did you catch him?
I wish I could keep him as a pet. I want to pet
Here, let's go and find. Where's the other one? They really jumping.
I want to pet them.
Yeah, pet the bunny. Oh, nice little bunny.
I want to hold it.
No, it's gonna run away. Well, there's a nest of little bunnies in the garden box, and they all went running. I think they're old enough to survive on their own.
Such a cutie pie.
He's a little cutie pie.
Here, I can take that one.
Yeah, here.
It's too cute.
Got him.
Hey, should I go get some carrots? Yeah.
You try.
Okay.
I'm not sure what we'll do with them. Sponge, go somewhere else. Try to protect them from our dog. We should really pen her up.
Sponge just really wants to eat a little bunny.
There was two more. One went out in the field, and another one's over here. Maybe we should just let them loose at night. Once all the everything settles down, and they can go find a home somewhere else. They keep finding these little bunnies. There was a whole nest. They let the other two go out in the pasture back there so Sponge wouldn't get them. Now they found the third one. It's so cute. Poor things. Xander really wanted to try to raise them, but it's almost impossible to raise wild bunnies. What did we catch? Do you want to go put them where you put the others?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk outside, put my hands in the dirt, gonna lay a seed in the broken earth, gonna wait for the sun, pray for the rain, my act of resistance is
Oh, that could end badly, child.
It drains so fast
Whoa.
up here.
Ow.
Oh,
We just built this for the fun of it, to have something that's fun to go out and pick strawberries from. The downsides of it, the gutters almost drain too quickly and they heat up. When it's really hot summer, they seem to heat up too much and burn the plants more. So I'm putting in more soil, fresh soil. I am trying some composted chicken manure that we had on our garden. I'm just putting a little bit on top. I'm only gonna do the chicken manure on the bottom too, just in case it's too much and it burns the plants. I don't think it will, but I'm a little bit worried, so I'm just gonna do the bottom two and just test them against the rest. Half of these strawberries are ever-bearing, which sounds like an optimistic promise from someone who's never seen my track record with plants. But we're trying. And I say that with confidence and a little blind faith. Okay, you want to see if the water works, buddy?
Yeah.
It's cracked down here somewhere. Something's broke down at the bottom. One of the fittings, I'm guessing. That'll be a job for hubby later. I'll water this all by hand and we'll call it good for tonight. Actually, I might come out later and do it. We're ready to eat. We finished up dinner and I'm trying to mix up some bread to rise overnight. So bless Nolan's heart, he went out to finish the strawberries, watering them, and we're gonna put straw, try to put straw on top of them. So anyway, grinding some fresh wheat and mixing up some bread, sourdough bread. This was one of those happy days, right, Lexi?
Yeah.
We had bunnies outside, we got strawberries planted, we're making fresh bread, you're all ready for bed. Are you helping, Mom?
Yeah. I found it. I found it, Mama. You're just reading a book, Lexi.
Yes.
Daisy must have seen Rowdy and me coming up through our fields because she was standing on the porch when we came walking up. With a frown on her face, she peered at us. Letting out a low whistle, she said, "Jayberry, what happened to you and Rowdy? Both of you look like you've been running through a briar path." It is a cold, wet spring morning.
on the road, going nowhere, with nothing on my mind. I'm acting like I don't care, with nothing on my mind.
And I'm headed to one of my favorite greenhouses. It's called Lurgan Greenhouse. A friend of mine from church, she is incredible with flowers. She has a real eye for flowers. She agreed to help me design my flower bed. I kind of gave her the vision. She came over this morning. We measured the flower bed. She was helping me. She's really good at knowing what different flowers need, and perennials and bushes. And so we were measuring out the flower bed and trying to visualize it. And I'm excited to see what we're gonna put together. And hopefully this summer it'll be absolutely stunning. I can't wait. Alrighty. I think I am broke. Woo, this stuff is expensive, but man, I'm excited to plant everything. So this flower bed was technically planned. We drew out a layout, picked the plants, but like most of life, it turned out fuller than I expected.
I know that I don't bring a lot to the table, just little pieces of a broken heart. There's days I wonder if you'll still be faithful. Hold me together when I fall apart. Would you remind me now of who you are? That your life will never change, that there's healing in your name, and that you can take broken things and make them beautiful. It took my shame when you walked out of the grave, so your love can take broken things and make them beautiful. Oh, and make them beautiful. Oh, and make them beautiful.
I think I have a general idea of this flower bed. We had it laid out kind of in our minds, but when I brought everything back, it started like filling up faster than I anticipated. So I'm not getting as much spacing between bushes as I should, so it's definitely going to be growing together more, and I swapped some things around. I bought 3 hydrangea bushes. They're little lime punch. They're not quite as tall as some. They shouldn't grow more than 5 feet. So I have one centered under the window, and then on each side of the window I have a tall grass that grows up to about 7 feet. Now I'm going to have to keep all this stuff trimmed back, or it's going to really get overgrown and spread out wide, but for now we're filling it up. When I come forward off to each side, I have a hydrangea bush again, same color, and this will act as my back hedge along with the grasses. I'm a huge fan of more the wildflower look, so like your Shasta daisies, your black-eyed Susans, any kind of wild looking flower, which is often your perennials, and also different greeneries. So is it variegated? Variated? Anyway, different greens. And so I had visions of lush dark greens and light greens and maybe some bluish greens. These 2 bushes on the side, it's a willow bush and a Japanese boxwood. I was originally planning to have them in front of the hydrangeas, so we'd have the hydrangea, the color of that, and then different colors of greens in front of that with more of some of my wildflowers. However, I realized everything's going to grow together way too much. So I plopped them over here, and I think I like them in this corner. I'm gonna have to keep the willow bush really trimmed because it can grow up to 8 feet or 10 feet both ways. So that's one I'm gonna have to really keep in check, or it's gonna just mound everywhere. I have the lighter leaves of the willow bush and then the darker leaves of the Japanese boxwood. So our plan was with these different greens accenting throughout and the hydrangea bushes sort of as your back hedge along with the grasses. Then I wanted to sprinkle in my wildflowers. So I'm a big fan of black-eyed Susans, and I wanted something purple to go with it. So I wanted a cone-shaped flower. I have 2 different ones. This one is called Meadow Sage, and this one blooms in more late summer into autumn. And this one is Gay Feather, Liatris, and this one blooms more in the middle of summer. So I decided to get 2 different purples, having one bloom a little earlier and one a little bit later, and combine them with the yellow, the bright yellows of the black-eyed Susan. So then I took that same combination and did 2 more in the front, sort of the same spacing. And this is already filling up my bed this way a good bit. So I have a feeling this is just going to grow into each other like crazy. But you know what, I can always dig them out if I don't like it. But I think it's going to be pretty. And then I'm a real big fan of Shastas too, and I wanted to sprinkle in some white. So I did plop in some Shasta daisies in the front as well. Hydrangea, maybe up to here. Big tall grass up here. Hydrangea, willow bush, Japanese boxwood, purple yellow flowers, purple yellow flowers, purple yellow flowers, Shasta daisy, Shasta daisy, Shasta daisy. Then I got these little guys. These are called English daisies. It's like a mix of coral and white. I'm hoping some of them come out white. They don't get more than 6 inches tall. These are also a perennial. All of this is perennials. And then I have like a mounding silver mound. This shouldn't get too much taller, and so I was going to compare these 2. I have some in the corner, and then also around my tree I bought 5 hostas, so I have that around my tree, and then in front of the hostas I'm doing this pair as well with the silver mound and the daisies. And then I have a few extra little grasses that aren't supposed to grow too tall, that I'm putting along the front because I'm just trying to fill in. I had bought some extra. I thought I'd want that, but man, it just really filled up. I worry it might look messy, crowded, but hey, maybe that's okay. You know, maybe that's what healing looks like too. Not tidy rows, but color spilling outside the lines. Spring whispers to us that growth rarely looks perfect, that God's grace doesn't require neat rows and evenly spaced blooms. He brings life where there was none, beauty out of broken ground, even in hearts that feel overwhelmed, overgrown, or a little wilted.
Trusting that the spring will come after the snow.
I decided to call in my right-hand man to help me clean out the coop. There he is. Spring also means it's time to clean out the chicken coop. You know, that sacred space where dreams of fresh eggs meet the harsh reality of questionable smells and a lot of chicken poop. In the last while, I've noticed some of my hens are missing feathers, and not just from molting. So now I'm Googling things like chicken mites and why are my chickens losing feathers, etc., trying to get this thing figured out. My chicken flock doesn't look the best. Half the chickens look really nice, and the other half don't look that great. We had a rooster, and I thought it was him picking on certain chickens, but we got rid of him now, and it's probably been half a year, and they still aren't growing feathers back, and they look pretty, and they're not molting. So we're trying to figure out what to do. I'm going to be spraying for mites, but I don't think that's it because half the chickens don't have it. But if you have any tips, let me know. But I'm going to be spraying them as well. And yeah, they just look pretty rough. Winter for the earth and the heart can feel endless, gray, bare, brittle. It's the season where joy hibernates and everything good seems, well, tired. The season where motherhood feels like surviving and not thriving. And spring reminds me that being a mother, and really just being a follower of Jesus, is less about perfection and more about faithful tending. I might not have all the answers. Some of my plants might die. A chicken might look a little rough for a while. And my flower beds might be a chaotic jungle by June. But Grace says, keep showing up. Keep tending. Keep trusting the one who sees the whole picture.
Hey, look, those two look like they're married.
Yeah.
They're walking feather by feather.
Let that one go, okay. Don't let him through, bud. A little bit of confession time, but the last quite a few weeks now, I've really been struggling mentally. And I go through seasons like this. I'm one that struggles in that area at times. Ugh, my hair. Anyway, it's just one of the things I have to work with. Yeah, sometimes it hits me really, really hard, and it takes me a while to get out of a slump and just work through some things. Anyway, so that's been difficult. I wasn't sure if there was any light at the top at times. Anyway, just sharing because, yeah, sometimes it can look like everything is hunky-dory all the time, and there's quite a bit of things I struggle with as well. But anyway, having said that, today was one of those very healing type of days. This weekend was actually a super healing weekend for me. Our church ladies got together. We try to do that about every 6 weeks, and it was just a super special time. One of them shared more of her story, and it just touched me deeply and blessed me in so many different ways and just gave me courage for the season I'm in right now. And anyway, and then today's Saturday, and it's just a beautiful spring day. And springtime is warm. I just spent time with the family. We worked outside. I am all dirty. My feet are dirty. And yeah, it was just so relaxing. Like my mind was able to just stay in the present. Like, you know that feeling when you really want to be in the present, but your mind is just racing and you can't, and you're just, it's just very difficult mentally to just come in. Like you go through seasons of life. I'm sure everyone goes through that. And even though if you want to be really present, it can be difficult to get there. And then there's other days it just comes. And today was one of those days where you're just relaxing, aware of all the senses, like the grass under your bare feet, hearing the children playing in the background, watching them run around, hearing their laughter, playing with them, working out in the chicken coop, in the garden, just being with the family. It's so healing. There's something about the outdoors and nature, everything. It's just amazing. It's one of those things that you can't always force it. You can try, and even if you go outside, it doesn't always happen. But then sometimes everything just comes together, and it's just a day that goes down and, yeah, just revives your soul. Sort of like spring. Everything's new and blossoming and coming out. And that's sort of how I feel today. Y'all need to see how huge our pigs have gotten over the winter. They are fat.
Yeah.
When I'm walking through the valley, your presence is around me. 'Cause nothing stands between me and my God. And the fear that was my prison is no longer where I'm living. 'Cause nothing stands between me and my God. There's no place I go that He is not. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. And we'll be dancing through the darkness, 'cause we believe it. Every stronghold has to break at the name of Jesus. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom.
There's a verse in Hosea that says, "He will come to us like the rain, like the spring rains that water the earth." Not with a shout, not with a dramatic entrance, but with gentle rain, soft enough not to scare you, steady enough to change everything. Motherhood doesn't give out gold stars, but it does give us these sacred little moments. Dirty hands, fresh strawberries, at least we hope, feathered chaos, and a God who meets us right in the middle of it all. So, here's to spring, to healing, to laughter in the middle of the mess, to moms planting seeds in dirt and in hearts, even when they're tired, and to a Savior who never stops bringing beauty from the broken.
Watch the lies break off. Watch the enemy flee. Watch the walls come crumbling down when the people of God sing. Hear the heavenly roar of every heart set free. Hear the chains of shame hit the ground when the people of God sing. Watch the lies break off. Watch the